Hey guys, welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm Kennedy.
I'm Michaela.
And I'm Reggie.
And today we are going to be talking about our July book club book of the month, which was Reckless by Lauren Roberts.
The Queen.
The Queen. But before we get into Reckless, we are going to announce our August book club book of the month, which is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. We had another one of her books in the past as one of our book club books, The 7-Year Slip. Very good. We also went on Instagram Live to get your guys' input on what we should do for our August book club book. And you guys wanted romance, and you guys voted for a novel love story. So we're here to give you what you want. We're really excited to read this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what it's about. The cover's really cute.
No, nothing.
But I really enjoyed 7-Year Slip. So my expectations are decently high.
I wonder if this book will have like the magic realism that the 7-Year Slip does.
Because her other one does too.
I didn't catch that vibe from the synopsis that when I briefly looked over it.
Okay.
I got the vibe that it's like a book club in a small town.
Cute.
Hey, cool.
Because
So
The Dead Romantics by her has it as well.
Oh yeah, that's by her.
Mhm.
I forget that
Yeah.
that's by her.
So she's branching out from magical realism. I'm excited. It'll be good. Also, before we talk about Reckless, we have a very, very exciting announcement for you listeners. Michaela, you want to tell everyone?
We're having this special guest. I don't know if you guys know her.
Yeah, you
Her
might
name
not.
is Lauren Roberts. Like, I don't know. Kind of a big deal, but we're having Lauren Roberts as a special guest on next week's episode. So
we're screaming.
this has been in the works for many months, and it just happened to be the most perfect time that we just are recording our episode for Reckless, and then the next episode is going to be with Lauren Roberts. How cool.
I'm screaming.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
like a little starstruck and be like, hi. If you guys see me acting awkward, just know why. I'm not sure how I will react around
I will
her.
say though, she's like intimidating in the way that it's like she's Lauren Roberts.
Yeah.
But like also just her presence on social media and just like the way I'm just so excited to talk to her because she just seems so down to earth and just so genuinely cool. I'm just really looking forward to talking with her.
She will be the most perfect first author guest that we will ever have on this podcast. She's our first author, you guys.
Yeah.
And we are so excited. So stay tuned for next week's episode because she's going to answer all of our burning questions. And we have a lot of them.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's chat about Reckless. As always, we're going to start off with our ratings. Reggie, what did you rate the book?
I gave the book 4 stars. Do you want me to like read my review or say
Yeah,
why?
elaborate just a little bit.
Okay. So at the beginning of my review, I said, things that get a solid 10 out of 10. Lauren's ability to make me scream every single chapter. And I'm not kidding. I think I like got like through halfway through the book and I was like, I literally have like been squealing or like having a visceral reaction to everything in each chapter. There's just something about, she just gets you with those one-liners. She's too good. The banter, the tension, and overall just Kai. Chef's kiss. I take back my pass. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you messed up.
It's just because we'll do it again next year. It's fine.
He's going to be your Dorian.
He's going to be my Dorian next year.
Mhm.
There's always got to be one of them
Mhm.
because I can't have them all. And then the rest of my review, I guess I don't have to like read it, but the first third of this book was, I said in my review, intoxicating. It consumed my every being. I was eating it up. I read so much in just one sitting, and I was trying to savor it as much as I could. I almost like wanted to set my book down and be like, give it a second. The middle, I will say, felt a little repetitive to me. It kind of lost its flavor to me as things went on. Just a lot of the, knife to throat, the banter, the I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. But was I still screaming every single chapter? Yeah. yeah, I still like loved it, even though it felt a little repetitive. I will say the plot twists, saw all of them coming from a mile away, and so that's one reason why like I was still shocked by all of them, in the sense that like even though I saw it coming, I was still like, what? Which I feel like a lot of books don't give me that sort of reaction. If I figure it out, I'm usually like, yep, I knew that. But even though I saw it coming, it still had an impact.
Was there more than one?
I would say like her finding out that she's not really her dad's child, and then the proposal at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess those are like the only two. But I kind of guessed both of them.
I will say I had zero idea that her dad was not her dad. Zero. No clue. Went right over my head. So I was shocked by that. But
anyways, I just said I'll be on pins and needles until book 3.
April. Not too long of a wait.
No.
Okay, Michaela.
I rated it 4.5. Pretty much all the same things as Reggie. I do disagree with a few of your things, because I think if she would have cut the middle, it would have seemed too short. Meaning, I think she did that maybe intentionally to like show how long they were out in the desert together. Maybe I do see like the repetitive, like her trying to escape, but also if you were a prisoner, wouldn't you try to continuously escape?
I think I just wanted, I don't really know how to explain my thoughts. I almost feel like I just needed a little something more to it. It's not that I wanted the book to be shorter. And I do have like a bit of a hot take, but I will share that in a minute.
That's fine. Yeah. No, I thought it was really good. And I feel like I don't want to say like much else, because I'll like get into like my favorite scenes and stuff like that. I think she gave exactly what I was thinking she was going to give in this book. So I don't know. I think for me, it wasn't like a disappointment at all. Like I think it was everything that I was wanting in this book. So, I mean, it was, at times there was a little repetitive, and maybe that's why it wasn't like a 5-star. Yeah, it was just good. It was good. I liked it.
I gave it 4 stars. The reason I didn't give it 5 stars was kind of the same reasoning as Reggie. And I will reiterate once again, Lauren does banter so well. She does banter unlike truly any other author. I don't know if it's because she was on Book Talk prior, and I don't know if it's because she was such a big reader prior to being an author, which now that I say that, probably most authors are readers before they become authors. Yeah, her one-liners are unmatched. Her banter is so good. The one thing I will say, and probably one of the main reasons I didn't give it a 5-star, and I guess this is also kind of my least favorite moment, so this might be repetitive, but for me, I wish, this is so weird, I kind of wanted more from Kit's perspective almost, just for the aspect of I want to know why he's doing what he's doing. Like, why is he demanding Peyton be his wife? And I've seen the theories of Callum being or influencing his brain, but that to me, I just wanted more of that just so I could understand the ending a little better.
I'll just say this. I just knew from the Powerless writing that she wasn't going to give us anything like that's just her writing style. She wasn't going to give us anything that, I guess I just knew my expectations before going in exactly how everything ended up, if that makes sense. Yeah. I knew she was a little bit of a repetitive writer. I guess I knew what I was getting into, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
It's funny that you say that, because I'm going to disagree with you on one thing. I do feel like her writing in this book is better than Powerless. The way she described things, and this is one of my favorite parts. So once again, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'll tell you guys because I'll talk about it in my favorite part, but just the way she described things and the way she described feelings was way more poetic and beautiful. Yeah. Before, like in Powerless, I think it was very surface level. While the one reason, once again, why I didn't give this book a higher rating is because I did want a little bit more plot. I almost wanted 50 pages at the end to see the chaos, just a little bit of him telling Peyton she would be his wife. Just because it was an abrupt ending for me. But how dare her leave us on that cliffhanger?
I think it's kind of fun, us not necessarily knowing his thought
yeah.
process.
Yeah.
I think she set it up
I can see it.
really good for the third book.
I can see it. I think I would have. So this is the thing. The second the box got mentioned, I was like, oh, it's a ring.
Yeah, me too.
Like, and so when at the end, when it was like, I just knew exactly where it was going. And so that's why I think I wanted a little bit more at the end. But I can see that if I didn't see that coming at all, I would have been like, oh, that was awesome. It was still awesome. But like, it probably would have given a little more shock factor, which would have resulted in a few different feelings. But here's my little hot take.
Okay.
I really liked the epilogue, okay, with
Kai.
Like the things he said. However, I wish that he had a little more fight in him though in that epilogue. He kind of seemed like he was already given up, and I know he's not going to give up, but like felt a little like he just felt very defeated, which I can understand that also.
Yeah.
I almost would have liked if the epilogue was a very like was from Kit's perspective, but we still didn't get it like enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a little glimpse. She didn't have to give us too much, but like it could have been cool to have the epilogue be Kit to keep us almost guessing a little bit more.
Or here's my other thought. I would have loved, now bonus chapters are a hot take in the book talk community as is, but I wish one of the bonus chapters would have been from Kit's perspective, present day. You know, you get the epilogue from Kai that's in most of the books, and then a bonus chapter. Do you guys see what I'm saying?
Oh, like almost as in
like an exclusive
in the third book. Is that
kind of, yeah, almost like how she kind of did in Powerless, where we got a bonus chapter, the first chapter from this book. I would have loved that to have maybe. Do you guys see what I'm saying? In the Barnes and Noble exclusive, or one of the other ones. Which, did you guys read any of the bonus chapters?
No,
I kind of skimmed them.
So you get one from Kit's perspective, you get one from Lenny's perspective, and then you get one from Peyton, I believe.
And it's like
both in Peyton and Kit's are past, like really past. And then Lenny's is current, which leads me to believe we might be getting a novella from Lenny's perspective, only because it seems random that he has a bonus chapter. But my question to you guys is, if there is a novella, what are you hoping? Whose perspective do you hope it's from?
Callum.
Me too.
no opinion.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, if you were to read Powerless, would you guess that a bonus chapter or a novella would have been from Adina? So I feel like
no.
Just like,
what if the next novella is Mac?
It might be.
Maybe.
It would make sense.
I'd like that.
Yeah. It might be kind of nice though to not have the novella be about Callum, because maybe she wants us to enter Fearless with still like a million questions, you know?
Maybe it will be Mac, because he wasn't in this book.
Yeah. I wonder how she's going to interconnect them.
I've seen theories that he's somehow related to Kai because they have the same power. Don't know how that would work, but it could.
I wonder how the sister is going to get into play. Do you think she's really dead?
For a second, when he was in, what's the city called? I don't know. You cross the desert. Past the desert, that city where they're in for most of the time. When he sees that girl in the city, I thought it was his sister.
Oh, the one where he
saved her family. For a second, I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this his sister? And then quickly that was shot down.
My initial reaction when Peyton found out she wasn't from, like, her dad wasn't her actual, I was like, wait, is she Kai's sister? And I was like, wait, that's messed up. That's messed up. Yeah, didn't you text us that?
I was like a Star Wars moment.
Yeah, I was like, wait. And then I was like, wait, no. But that was like my initial reaction. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's actually dead and I'm just like blowing smoke. And
well, didn't they say she's buried under like that tree?
The willow tree?
But I don't know. Maybe I'm just making things up, but I feel like they didn't actually see her.
I don't remember.
You know,
where would she be?
Well, wasn't she like super weak?
She was sick.
And the dad was not, the dad was embarrassed about her. So
yeah, he didn't ever make her known to anyone else. So that's why I'm wondering if she, like, if it's a potential that she could have like gone somewhere else because her dad was like, bleh.
What if New theory on I'll read what she's reading. You heard it first. What if, because the cook is really close to them and was close with the sister. She knew about the sister.
Oh.
What if the cook smuggled her from the castle across the desert into a different city and she's alive?
I thought you were about to say, what if the cook and the king got together?
So
Another theory. You heard it here
I like your
first.
theory.
I don't know, maybe she's
I
alive.
can see that as a potential because she cares so much for them. And so I could see that as a potential. But maybe you
I'm-
just believe she's
I'm
dead.
kind
I think
of
she
believing
is dead.
she's dead
I
because I think that's just going to be Kai's like
Trial.
My only
motive.
thing
Yeah.
is she was never mentioned in the first book. Not once.
Yeah.
She was not even a thing in the first book. That's my only reason for like maybe she's actually alive. Because the family history thing at the beginning of the book is she's there, but she was never mentioned in the first book at all. So that's the only reason I bring up like, what if she is alive?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, we didn't get anything of that. They had a sister. And I know her way of doing that was saying like he just doesn't like to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and no one knows except for like an exclusive. I don't know. That's the only reason why. Because it's weird that why would she put that family history tree in the beginning of the book? I feel like there's just a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I could see that because I do think that a lot of the times fantasy authors don't include things that aren't necessary. And the fact that the family tree went back so far, there's got to be a reasoning.
I feel like I got to get a closer look at that. Well, I had two people I know reading the book right after I finished it, and they were like, "Who is A?" And they were so confused, and I was like, "Just go back to the front of the book
Yeah.
if you want to know, and do a little digging at the beginning of the book before it even starts." Because, yeah, I usually kind of like skip past like maps and stuff, but when I saw that, and I was like, "Whoa, I've never seen something like quite like this." So.
That's a good point. I've never seen a family tree. So it's got to mean something.
I don't know. Maybe it's to set up like the third book. Like maybe Mac is somehow like you said, related to their family.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like setting up for kind of that stuff.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That's the only reason I bring it up is because she just wasn't in the book.
Yeah.
Before.
Do you guys think I've been seeing a lot of chatter about a lot of the times young adult fantasy series, the second book is always just kind of filler? Do you guys agree with that statement? And would you say this book is, quote, filler?
No, because I feel like the filler books that I can think of in other series, they feel like a filler book because it's just a lot of political stuff. And I don't feel like we really got a lot of that, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think about the young adult series I've read. I'm thinking like Caraval, Curse of True Love. I'm trying to think. Honestly, a lot of the times I feel like the second book is my favorite.
I feel like it just definitely depends.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've read a few where I'm like, the first book is my favorite, and then
Mhm.
it slowly goes downhill. But I feel like, although I don't think this will be people's like most favorite book in the series, maybe it will be. I think she set herself up to create a really awesome third book.
Mhm.
I agree.
I mean, I don't understand how it will be like super long, if that makes sense, because she's gonna marry Kit, or she's gonna stop it, or Kai's gonna stop it.
There is no way she's going to marry Kit.
No way.
No way.
I have
Okay, but,
a
like,
feeling
what if it's like
we're gonna have
a-
a wedding scene, and then like
It's
Oh,
gonna-
like
we're
a you know
New
who
Girl?
situation.
yeah.
Like what?
A you know who situation.
Oh, it could be. I was thinking. I'm just picturing like the scene in New Girl where Cece gets married to.
Yeah. Really, he's like
It's
pulling
gonna
all
be
those chaos.
chaos. Or I'm like, I could see her literally like being forced to marry him. Maybe she finds something out after the fact, and like
With
There's
the
so
family
many-
tree.
Huh?
Maybe she finds something out with the family tree.
maybe.
Maybe she's actually
Man,
the queen.
we really are getting ahead of ourselves here.
Sorry.
Yeah,
One
sorry.
thing I'm thinking though is like, she marries him. Her and Kai are trying to be sneaky.
She's having an affair.
I don't know. Or
Keep in mind,
like,
this is YA though. I don't think that would happen in YA.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to, I don't know. Or, because do we think that Kit's going to be this bad guy the entire book?
I think he's entered his villain era.
But do we think he's the true villain, or do we think that the Callum thing?
Maybe
Callum is playing a hand in this somehow.
that's true. I think the reason why I didn't pick up on the ring stuff was I could not get over him throwing his food out the window. That's all I could focus on. I could not get over it. Throwing your food out the window? What are you doing? I mean, I'm such a foodie, so I was really concerned about that.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, I don't know. The reason why, I mean, I feel like I just watch a lot of superhero movies, and I feel like the villain always does something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, almost like mentally, they're a little unwell.
Mm-hmm.
They're not taking care of themselves or their bodies. So that's why I feel like I really like the theory of what's his bucket. Is it Callum that can like read people's thoughts?
Yes.
Him actually being like a mind controller.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that theory. I've seen it a lot. Like people just don't know he is, but he's secretly controlling him. Maybe actually, you know, I feel like we'll be able to understand if Kit is actually the villain by the tone on which Lauren speaks about Kit.
Yeah.
Like maybe she, like if we ask her a question and she speaks, you know, like she likes Kit, I feel like that will be the tone that he's not actually I don't know. I'm going to be dissecting every single thing that Lauren says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of been all over the place, but let's talk about our favorites real quick. Or maybe not real quick, because I could talk about a lot of favorite things.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
My favorite moment in the entire book, and it's not a surprise because I think a lot of people really loved this moment, but when Peyton is fighting in the ring and all of a sudden she hears this voice and she knows it's Kai. I could just vividly picture this entire scene playing out, and I got butterflies during this scene. And one of my favorite quotes, I told you guys I would mention it again because I do think Lauren's writing feels a little bit more mature and seasoned in this book to me. How she talks about seeing how she talks about seeing Kai again. This is what she says. His face is jarring in the way that deja vu can be, like seeing a figment of your imagination materialize outside your mind. She could have just said, it's Kai, but she decided to write it in such a beautiful way. And then when he called himself Flame, yeah?
Oh, and she's Shadow.
Mm-hmm. That was so good. And then the fight scene. That
was everything.
It was so good. It was so good.
I was squealing when I knew that was going to be the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like him in the streets and then running into the girl and then like her being in the ring. I was like, I'm so excited.
It was so good. And here's the thing. At first, when I first started reading, I was so annoyed they were separated because I think the part of the magic of this series is Kai and Peyton, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
When they were separated at first, I was so annoying. But the payoff of them being separated for 70 pages was so good. I love the way that she did that. Ugh, genius.
There are a plethora of things like favorite parts that I have, but this one just really spoke to my soul. And maybe it's because I can imagine it so vividly because we do have like a poppy field so close to us. And just them in the poppy field, goner. Put her in her grave. I just think that was like so freaking romantic. I don't know why, but them just like putting aside like their thoughts of like this, like you're my enemy, and then his love confession.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
top tier.
My gosh, I just was like, this is freaking adorable. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for a flower field. I'm just like laying in the flower field.
Okay, wait, remind me. This is after the thumb kisses, right? Right?
No, this is like...
This is that during?
I
I think the thumb kisses happened before.
Well, no, he explains the thumb kisses
In the poppy field. Yeah, okay, yeah.
before, but then she was like, flick my nose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I'm gone.
Please send Michaela all of your fan art of the poppy field.
Poppy fields, I cannot.
We got to recreate it next year.
We got to find a Pei and a Kai.
I don't.
No, the thumb kisses was a favorite. And then the reason why that sticks out to me is because maybe this sounds so cheesy to say, but the way that my husband told me he loved me for the first time is he traced it on my thumb.
That's so cute.
And that's cute. So like that just like felt like some sort of similarity to like, I feel like that was his way of telling her he loved her before he had told her he loved her.
100% it was.
So that hit me in the heart a little bit. So,
So cute.
Yeah.
I can't.
I mean, now that I'm sitting here, I could think of, you know, when she saves him from being drowning. So cute. Just the fact that they were chained together was so comical to me when they're trying to get through the window of the motel, Holiday Inn. It's just,
the whole chain scene, I was laughing so hard. I think it's just like, I truly eat up when people try to like hold back like for like proximity, but you know they secretly want it. They want the proximity, but then they're just like denying it, and being chained, they had to. I mean, okay, I did have a really hard time picturing how they would be able to hide the chain.
Yeah. Well, he gets her that skirt.
Yeah.
So it's long. So I think that like,
how can they not hear it though? I feel like a chain is like,
well, I don't, like I was saying earlier, someone asked at an event, they said, how long was the chain?
yeah.
And I think she said, well, I was picturing it to kind of be like 3.5 feet because it's like close, but it's like not close where you could still like ride a horse, like separate horses or whatever. But she's like, it's also a fantasy book. So like,
I feel like that was
can kind of be, you know what I mean? So I don't think she thought like too deeply about it.
No, and
but
I don't think it has to be. I just had a harder time envisioning it logistically. Not saying she had to do it. My brain just couldn't like compute like that exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how's that working out?
And also, if they're close enough that you can't see the chain, you can't hear the chain drag, they'd be like a 3-legged race, you know?
Yeah.
I do wish I would have counted how many different tropes there were in this book, because there were so many. You got one bed, forced proximity, enemies to lovers. There was more.
Oh, there was tending to each other's wounds.
Knife to throat.
Yeah. Fighting, like actual fighting, but not really. Is that a trope?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say it's a micro trope.
A micro trope?
Yeah. I saw someone say this and I agree with it. I think that the first book was a little bit more fantasy based. I think there was a little bit more magical elements. She was setting the world and the scene. This one felt a little bit more
character driven.
That and more romantic. Does that make sense? So the first one was like a fantasy romance. This was a romantic fantasy. Because really, when you think about it, there weren't hardly any super fantasy elements to this book. It was mostly romance.
How many times did Kai use his power? Like 0.
He used it once to heal her, I think, on the way home.
Because he was drawing, but it makes sense because she has no power and he doesn't have any power without drawing from other people's power. So like,
they were in a town that had 0 elites. No? Yeah, is that what they call them? Yeah. So.
Okay, on the subject of that, do you guys think Peyton actually has a power? Michaela.
Okay, so you remember when they were like in that camp area? I don't know, remember what they called it.
With all the people.
And remember they had like half powers? And I remember vividly that Kai was trying to discern their powers and he wasn't quite able to. So I wonder if she does by chance have it, that she has like half, and Kai hasn't realized that like that's a power she has, because Kai could barely like because he couldn't even use any of their powers. So I wonder if that's the route she's gonna go, if she has half. I don't think she'd have full.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's a very specific.
What would her power be is my question. Do you think it's something that we would have had a clue into what it might be?
Super
Because
speed.
I would hope so.
Well, my only thing was maybe, well, like, I almost put this in a Goodreads update as like, if I was her, I would have been dead by now. Just everything she had all of those injuries and was still able to like, I wonder if it's like healing some or like slower. I don't know. I don't know.
That could be kind of cool just for the sake that her dad was a healer.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that kind of, if she finds out she has some power and it's tied back to her dad, even though he wasn't her real dad, that
maybe
could be
she, maybe she has like her body heals like a little bit faster than
she's Fae.
She's Fae. Heals faster than most people. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she just hasn't been able to pick up on it. But like the amount of injuries she sustained while traveling across a Sahara desert. I don't know. Maybe that could be it.
And she didn't know how to swim.
A part of me really hopes she doesn't have a power. Just because I like the idea of her just being this ordinary overcoming all of these things. Yeah. I kind of hope she doesn't have one. It's going to be the reverse trope of a female losing her powers to a female gaining powers.
I like it.
So, I don't know. Interesting theory. I guess we'll see. Now, switching gears, maybe let's talk about our least favorite moments. I mean, I kind of already shared mine. I just wish we got a little bit more.
Kit?
Kit. I think that's probably my least favorite. And I can see why now that you've said there's probably, maybe she doesn't want us to know anything for the third book, but I kind of just wish, I don't know.
I see your reasoning, but I think it's also been really fun discussing all of the potential for the next book. Mm-hmm. Maybe she did it intentionally, because if we would have known his exact reasoning, I feel like I wouldn't be as excited to. She probably was intentional with keeping us in the dark.
Yeah. I like that we don't really know his intentions. There's just something about it that I wish we would have had a little bit more of, and I can't quite tell you what I would want that to be, because it's not that I necessarily want, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can't really like pinpoint it.
I really think the first chapter of the third book at the end of this book would have just been prime for me, like she did in Powerless.
Or, yeah.
I'm going to tell you my least favorite part.
When he chucked his food out the window?
No. That is also...
How?
Well, it wasn't a least favorite
sticky
part.
buns.
It's just all I could think about.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why that just like engraved in my brain. Like the box. I was like, hook schmucks. The food. I know everyone like really likes it. I was really sad when her hair got chopped off.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be darling either way with like the short hair. Something about her like long silver hair was just so iconic, and so I was just a little sad when I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand it was like a little traumatizing, but I was just like, it's like Tangled. When they chopped off her hair. I was like devastated. But I don't know. I think she's still really cute, and it was really cute about the whole monologue of like, I actually have a thing about like girls having short hair or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cute, but I was just, my inside hurt just a little bit.
Yeah
I feel like I don't have anything that I like could definitely say this was my least favorite part, because it wasn't that I disliked anything. It was more like maybe I just wanted a little bit more of things. One thing I can think of is that when we got Kai's perspective, you could just tell so how badly he wanted her. I wish we would have had a little bit more of like he's feeling more of how badly Peyton wanted him. I felt like it was a little more like heavy on Kai. Like you could tell it was like the I hate her but I love her on both sides, you know? But I do feel like it was on Kai's end a little more heavy. And I didn't feel like I feel like he just has a lot stronger feelings for her than she does for him. And I would have liked, I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's just something I kind of picked up on.
I feel. I love that man's confidence though.
Yeah. I mean, I love if he wants her a little more than she wants him. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But
maybe this book will really maybe it's going to be her that's fighting for Kai.
I kind of hope.
More. Since we got a lot of Kai almost like fighting for her affection, because it was definitely him that was like doing more of the like stolen touches, and like, you know, he was definitely the more touchy person. So maybe it's gonna do a little Uno reverse.
I'd like that. I really would.
Because I totally see your perspective on that.
Yeah. This is my other thing I needed more of. And that is the fact that we were kind of lost in the dark with the whole Callum situation. And I wish you would have kind of tried to hint, or what am I trying to say? What's the callback to the first book? Because at the end of Powerless, the Resistance storms in to the trial, and Callum stands up and basically announces that they are the Resistance. And he pleads with the king to let them, explain the Resistance and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, and he walks out with the king with the knife around the king's throat.
How does the king escape again?
I don't know. Oh, Kai bursts into flames and he gets all angry or something.
What if we think that Kai is this big bad guy?
Kai?
Kit.
I was like,
is this big? This big bad
I could
villain.
never hate him.
But we're not getting a lot. Like, people say, okay, what if Callum is mind controlling Kit? That's probably the most likely thing that's going to happen. But what if? Because think about it, Callum would be having to mind control almost everybody in the whole city because everybody saw him at the trials. What if we think that Kit's a bad guy, but really he's working with the Resistance? And that's why he wants to marry Peyton, is to keep her alive. You know what I mean?
I've seen that theory.
Because I'm just like, how is he mind controlling every single person because everybody saw him at the trial?
Yeah, so that's why I was confused, is because all of a sudden Callum's, assistant to the king, and I'm like, wait, didn't you show everyone who you were in the last book, that you were with the Resistance? How would Kit be trusting you right now?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
I mean, we know he's a mind reader,
See that.
but that's why I would just wish, I was very confused and I had to try to refresh my brain. So
yeah, I wonder if Kit thinks that Kai will not change in his ways, and that's why he had to go about it in the way that he did.
Or maybe it's kind of
because I feel like after he became the king, like, Kai didn't show any emotion towards Kit. He became the enforcer. So I wonder if Kit thinks that Kai is stuck in that way and won't change, even if Kit says, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We will find out
Next
I'm
April.
excited to see where things go. So
very curious. You guys bring up some really good points, and now I'm even more interested to see how things go down.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be still the 3 POVs, or do you think there'll be another one in it? Or
I hope she sticks to the 3 POVs,
Me
and
too.
then the novella maybe is Mac. I like that now. Now that we've talked about it, I want the novella in Mac's perspective. Or, I mean, I would love for him to be in the book, but I don't necessarily know if I want his POV in
it?
in the 3rd book. What's he doing? Where's he at?
Well, he has the same power.
I know.
We shall see.
Lots of things. Is that it?
Anyways, yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay, guys, that was our Reckless episode. Also, if you've already forgotten, which I don't know how you would forget, we are interviewing Lauren Roberts for our episode that comes out next week. So get excited, because we are shaking in our boots and screaming excited, giddy. It's like Christmas over here.
I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous,
Yeah.
but
It'll be great.
I'm
I'm
excited.
gonna be probably giggling way too much. I'm like, Lord, you're so funny. You can do no wrong.
As always, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. And if you want to follow us on Goodreads, go ahead and head over to our Instagram, which is What She's Reading Pod. And you can find our Goodreads linked on there. You can also follow us on TikTok at What She's Reading Pod. And we hope you guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.